story time. So me and this man matched on the apps. His approach was pretty good. He had good banter, which is usually a problem for these people called men. However, in the middle of the chat, we're chatting and he goes, "Can you cook?" Which we all know is a red flag. Sir, of course I can cook. I'm a competent adult. I hope you can too. That's such an odd question. And then he kind of ignores it and goes on to say, "Oh, can we FaceTime to just like pre-meet?" Which I love, because I'm not leaving the house for somebody that I don't know who might be crazy, because 99% of the time they're not well. So we get on FaceTime and it's pretty good banter. Where are you from? What do you do? You're a professional woman. So then he delves straight into it. Oh, like, what happened in your previous relationship? And I'm like, and I'm not about to bash anybody because they're not worth bashing. So I'm like, yeah, the last situation didn't work out. We were not compatible. And he's like, "Oh, what do you mean you weren't compatible?" And I'm like, so he asked me like, what's something I don't like in a relationship and dating? And I said, I don't like when a guy's unreliable. Like, being unreliable is one of my top pet peeves. And randomly, he asked me, "Oh, what does unreliable mean to you?" And I said, like, you plan, we're supposed to go on a date and you cancel. I don't like that. He now looks at me and he goes, "So are you a feminist?" I said, "Is it a trick question? What does feminism have to do with my preferences in dating?" But I knew it was a red flag. I was like, why is he trying to ask me if I support the rights of women? Why? So I explained it. I said, I don't understand. What 1 + 1 is 2. So how did we get here? Like, why are you asking me? What does me having preferences in dating have to do with feminism? Like, where are you? What's this connection? And he's going to answer, well, these days, women expect men to be more effeminate and they don't allow men to be men. So maybe your expectations of him were really for women and shouldn't be for a man. And then he goes, so then I asked him, I was like, so you're into gender roles? And he's like, yeah, I think a man should be a provider. And, for me, I'm going to be a provider. I don't expect my wife to tell me to cook or to clean toilets. So I said, so you're supposed to be a competent adult. Right now, I assume you do your own dishes and clean toilet. You meet me, a professional woman who's making her own money. At my level, I don't even wash toilets. I outsource that. So you expect a woman of my caliber to date you
Here we go.
and then downgrade my life and become a toilet cleaner. So he now said, "Oh, but if men have to participate in domestic chores, what's the benefit to men?" So I said, so I now told him, I said, every time people get into these topics about, cleaning, cooking, it's an impoverished mindset, because I'm working, so I ain't got to do either. So if your plan is to date a woman so that you can make her a maid, it makes you an impoverished man, period. So this man comes back, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm thinking, maybe I've scared him away." Like, in my head, I'm like, good. Like, I've told you, I'm not here to be your domestic staff, you weird man. So I'm thinking, I've scared him away. This man comes back and he's like, "Oh, I would really like to take you on a date." So now I'm curious. Am I going to go on a date with him? And no. So I said, "Oh, okay. Where are you thinking of taking me? What are the options? Send me options." He said, "Oh, where are you?" I tell him where I am. He's like, "Okay, I'll send 2 options, like kind of equidistant for where you are." I said, "Okay, cool." Send me option. This man sent me Starbucks 1, Starbucks 2.
Wow.
Needless to say, I did not respond again. It has been unmatched, but I just said I should share a story time, which I never do, but it's crazy out in these streets. Ladies, if you are single and thriving, just say single and thriving, because look at the material of what is out there. Goodbye.
I don't think.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. At the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So today I'm going to be discussing this hypocrisy that we're dealing with in terms of these gender roles, because in that last clip I found it very interesting how she doesn't believe in the gender role, especially a woman that's from Africa, which is sad to see. But the fact that you wanted to sit over here and she used that same shaming tactic that women in the West use, and this is a good example of why with the passport bro movement, we advise men not to bring y'all women back to the United States, because this is a good example of what happens when they do. She used that same shaming tactic that American women do. Oh, you want a maid, right? But as soon as he sent you those options to go out on a date, you felt entitled for something far more superior than Starbucks, when you literally just said You wanted to do the video chat first because you want to make sure this man ain't crazy, this and that, a third. Did you ever stop to think that maybe he wanted to do the Starbucks date so that way he wouldn't have to make such a high investment on a woman that was coming off masculine in the fucking first place? And you feel entitled to the traditional take me out to an expensive date type of deal, but on the flip side, you feel some type of way about a man wanting a woman that cooks and cleans, even though this man said he's a provider. You can't make this up, bro. Now I'm gonna be showing y'all 2 more clips that exposes the exact same effery, man. I'm trying to cut back on my profanity. Let's keep it moving.
Shit that females are going to hate me for saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I guess it was just meant for me to talk about this topic because some shit that females are going shit that females are going to hate me for saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I guess it was just meant for me to talk about this topic because somebody sent me a DM requesting this topic, and then I scroll down TikTok and I see this video. Anyway, watch this.
When you have a father in your life, like myself, when you watch a man take lead, like growing up, you want those type of principles when you look forward to a man. And if my dad is head honcho of my house and is taking care of shit, then I'm expecting a to come in my life and do the same thing.
Women will often say that about a man, like he has to live up to the standards of my father. But when a man says, I want the woman to live up to the standards of my mother, I'm not here to be your mother, you got mommy issues and all that. So why is it different when a man looks for expectations in a woman that he sees in his mother? And
y'all can try to argue all day long about this. What he said was true. Let me just start out by saying, ladies, if you have a father or a father figure in your life who has shown you what a man should be, there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You learning from your father how to be treated by a man is actually a good thing. But you also have to understand that men who have mothers, those mothers are going to be teaching their sons what to expect from a woman. Because y'all love saying, I'm not about to cook and clean, I'm not his mama, yada, yada, yada. But if a man were to say, it's not my job to provide and protect because I'm not your dad, see how fucked up that sounds? Y'all gotta stop with this attitude of, I'm not his mom, so I'm not about to cook for him, I'm not about to clean up, I'm not about to do laundry because I'm not his mama. Especially if you the type who will get mad if he uses that same logic in reverse on you. Of course, every relationship is different. You guys have to determine what your roles are that you are going to play. But in general, stop with this double standard. Just like it's okay for women to learn what qualities to look for in a man from their fathers, it is just as okay for a man to learn what qualities to look for in a woman from their mothers. And don't sit up here demanding them type of expectations if you can't live up to them yourself.
See, this is one of the reasons why I'm so grateful for having the parents that I had, because I know for a fact that about 99% of the women that are in a position that my mom was as the breadwinner, there is no way in hell they would have did most of the cooking and cleaning around the house. Being the breadwinner. My dad was not the breadwinner in our house, but he was still head of household. But I always gotta constantly remind myself that my dad is 76, my mom is 68 now. They grew up in a time where, you know what I mean, the way women think now was pretty much non-existent. So I definitely took that into account, which is one of the reasons why I decided to take this route of traveling overseas, to find a woman that still embraced those traditional roles. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Philippines has become so popular, because those women don't care about who the breadwinner is, because they still expect their man to lead the home. So with that in mind, man, brothers, this is the mindset that you're going to be dealing with in the West, man. And get like understand that if you are not the breadwinner, you are not going to get the respect that you're looking for, man. Like the women they're just not wired like that anymore. That's why I'm grateful for being brought up with the parents that I have, because that's what I grew up seeing, man. My mom did all the cooking. Now, once I became older enough, obviously I helped with the cleaning. You know what I mean? Part of that was, and it helped me, learn how to be responsible. You know what I mean? Because, I got, I ended up getting an allowance weekly after a while. So, that definitely built up a certain character. But when you grow up seeing that and you look at how women think and operate now, it's kind of like, damn, how am I going to find a woman that carries herself the same way my mom did? Especially with my mom being the breadwinner, man. You're not going to find that in the United States. No way. And we all know how those relationships turn out nowadays. I'm like, bruh, y'all saw what happened with the woman that was with the dude from the Dominican Republic. Y'all see how that's turned out. Now she over here paying that man alimony. See what I mean? On to the next clip, man, because this right here probably takes the cake, bro. Check this out.
Okay, so I had to make a fucking video because a lot of y'all are ignorant and you lack reading comprehension. So I can't type it because you're not going to fucking get it because you're slow. So let me explain. The original tweet, the dude said, why would I come home and clean up when I've been at work all day and you've been at home? Bitch, because we're fucking partners, okay? If I am sitting around all day at home and I'm doing everything, all of the housework all the time, and you go to work and you have your days off, bitch, I want a day off too. The fuck, and I'm gonna take one. And if you come home from work and the house is dirty and you don't like that, then this is what you can do. You can either help me clean the fuck up because we're partners, or you can be patient and wait till I clean it up when I fucking feel like it. And that's just how it's gonna be. And if you disagree with that, then you can fucking pay me like the maid that you want to treat me like and the nanny that you want to treat me like. Or if you don't understand that, look up financial abuse, educate yourself, and get the fuck up out my mention.
Listen, I know what a lot of people are gonna say. She's a young girl, she don't know any better. The mere fact that this logic even exists in the first place is crazy. It shows the lack of parenting. Like dead ass. For any girl to think this is crazy. Anytime you sit your ass at home all day, you don't do nothing. Your man works and pays all the bills. And you're acting like taking care of the house is a job. No, it's something that you should want to do. You should want to make sure that the home your man comes to is clean at the bare minimum. At the bare minimum, like you're not doing anything else. You should be clean. You should be a clean person. You should want your shit to look nice. Not only for him, for yourself. So it says a lot about your character. You know, there's a lot of women who agree with her, but they're just not going to admit it. No woman is going to jump in these comments and say, oh, I agree with her. She's right. They're not going to admit that shit because they know that's a fucked up way to think. But because that's what you conditioned to think, you're just going to live like that. So a lot of women reject it. They reject taking care of a man. They reject loving a man. They never had to love a man in their life. They never had no daddy. This chick ain't got no daddy. There's no way she had a good father growing up. Ain't no daddy gonna go for this shit right here. Kidding me? So I say that to say all this. Fellas, step up with your daughters. Mothers who don't got a daddy in the household, teach your daughters how to love a man. A lot of chicks be like, oh, I don't need no man. Yes, you do. You don't want to be alone for the rest of your life. You don't. Learn how to love a man and take care of a man. Men with money, men who got their shit together, we don't need you for nothing else other than to be our peace and take care of us mentally and emotionally. We need that shit. The world is a hard enough place for us to come home to bullshit like this. There's a lot of niggas out here stressed out over their girl. Life is great. Outside world is great. Money's good. But when you come home to a full-blown war. And if something as simple as cleaning up the crib is a challenge, a lot of y'all gonna be out here single. A lot of y'all can't cook, can't clean, can't do shit. and you feel like you're doing it, it's a reward. Let me explain something to y'all ladies. A lot of y'all get it twisted. A lot of y'all think once you get married, that's when you become the wife. No, you become the wife before the ring. That's why we give you the ring in the first place, because you prove to us that you have the qualities of a wife. And a lot of y'all have no desire to be a wife because you want to be stuck in your ways. You had no daddy in your life. You think niggas ain't shit because your mother put that shit in your head. There's a lot of good dudes out here. We're getting married at a higher rate than y'all. But y'all want to blame men. No, it's you. And it's girls like this spreading this bullshit around who got women thinking it's the way the world's supposed to operate. It's not. It's not. Get it together. Parents, parent your daughters properly. Fathers, parent your daughters properly. And mothers, parent your daughters properly, because this is a product of bad parenting. Real shit. Ain't nobody even supposed to think like this. This is crazy.
Yeah, and I gotta agree with him on that one as well, because one thing I notice about all the women in my family, even the ones that are single, bro, all the women in my family know how to cook. Even my great niece, who is, I believe she's 15 now, even she knows how to cook. You know what I mean? So, like, all the women in my family know how to cook, bro. And that's because of parenting. You know what? I remember, it's funny, bro. I remember having this conversation with my aunt and my mom, and they had made like banana. It was like some kind of bread pudding, right? And my mom was like, my mom said, if you can't find a woman that knows how to do this, she said, don't take them seriously, Jerome. She said, because it was a bunch of old bread that she had left over, and she didn't want to throw it away. So she ended up using it to make some kind of baked bread with raisins. So she and it was real easy to make. It was like all the old bread, some butter, milk, eggs, and maybe like some nutmeg, cinnamon, or something like that. Mix it all together and throw some raisins in there. Throw it in the oven for about 15-20 minutes, and then bam, you got you got you a nice little dessert snack, something you can snack on. And I was crushing it too. And when she explained that to me, I was like, damn, man, that's it. And then come to find out, they learned how to make it from my grandmother. So, I mean, just using that as an example, you guys, man. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification. That way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description and pinned in the comments, as well as the merch line and the latest mixtapes also in the description as well. So until the next video, y'all, deuces.